So, Inverse, bro, what's up?
Yeah, a little salute from Inverse. I think Pancakes is rocking one too, and he's gone. There he goes. Yeah, what's up? I'm loldefi. Thanks for having me, guys.
I just rugged. Sorry.
Yeah. Growth Morning Bros. Welcome back to the Growth Bros podcast. I'm your host, Ro. Today we got our boy Kevin, CMS intern in here. We got Pancakes, bro, as always. And we're joined by, the ever anonymous, ever swag, ever, dripped out, guy, LOL DeFi. What's up, man?
What up, dude? How you doing?
DeFi, introduce yourself, bro.
Dude, I don't even know how to start. I'm loldefi. I'm basically a pickle online. Today I'm cosplaying as Pancakes. I don't know, dude. I'm just that pickle.
I found you. I originally found you from the merch. Like what was it? 2021, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was probably 2020, 2021.
Yep.
The merch thing was like it was like a kind of a weird journey, dude. Like, to be honest, I was always into fashion before I got into crypto. Like, my entire background was fashion. And I just noticed like all the merchandise kind of suck in the space. And for a lot of protocols and brands, it was just like slap a logo here, do this, that. And it just felt very like stagnant. So I just like used some of the knowledge I had of like streetwear, and I was like, take Sushi Swap at the time, for example. It was like a really good collection we made. It was like, how do I make that a streetwear brand? And then I just like used the assets and colors and shit they had available to create something cool. And just, I don't know, like people seem to like it, but that feels like a lifetime ago. But we're getting back to it now. More merch is coming soon, I think.
More merch coming soon. Hell yeah.
I believe
Were you getting any pushback from like any brands you were kind of memeing off of when you were dropping those?
Not really. Like, we had started doing it just like as and when. If we liked a project and I had an idea, I would just kind of like jump into it and do it. But after a couple of those, like, we started getting approached by the protocols themselves. So like in most cases we would end up like charging a fee to create a collection, and then we would actually keep all of the profits on top of that. So like for the brand, it acted as like a community marketing tool. So like the money was like pretty good for a while. But one of the reasons we had to slow down was like the amount of effort that I had to put in didn't really match the financial receipt. So it felt like I was like sinking a lot of time into something that wasn't paying me as well as like other stuff I could put my time into. And I've only kind of realized recently, after speaking to some like friends in the space, like I'm learning to like not gauge everything by the financial return, because doing some of those collections like put me in rooms with people that did bring me financial returns later. So I'm trying to learn that it's like, it's not, you can't always like use profit as a metric. Sometimes it's about like whether it's engagement, or if it puts you in a room with someone, like if someone's doing a raise or someone wants you to work on some design stuff for their project, which has happened for a couple protocols. So yeah, like working more towards it and doing it more for the love and just enjoying the process. Now we have a CT collection on the way, inspired by some of our favorite characters and shit posters in the space. And then today, obviously, we dropped the Jerome Powell classic tee after today's FOMC. I don't know if you saw it, but it was just like it's just a tee, and it says like the US banking system is sound and reliant or something. It's just, I don't know, dude. Like, it says that like 20 times over and over and over again. So we're gonna sell it for a couple of days and see if people like it. So far, the reception's been good.
Okay, so I have a quick question. So, like, when you do these kind of like merch drops, like, what's like the expected, like, I don't want you to give away your numbers, but like, how many people are buying teas and how many people are like, over the course of the week or something?
Over the course of the week is a good question. It kind of depends on what we're selling, and there's like the sentiment and stuff. I'm trying to find like when we officially like closed the store, sorry. I did like a recap of like everything we've done, and there was definitely like thousands of customers. So it all kind of like moved at like different paces depending on what it was that was selling. Like for example, this tea we already had like 65 orders. That's been live for maybe like an hour.
That's
But obviously,
crazy,
like
and it drops off a
it's
little bit, I'm gonna assume. But
yeah, it's like that tea is like a specific drop that speaks to like a moment that's happening right now, right? So like that tea will only be on sale for 48 hours. I expect maybe 100 to 200 sales in that time.
I was just gonna say I really liked your point about like sometimes the value that you're putting out can be intangible, right? Like the brand that you're growing and like people liking the art and like seeing that type of stuff. Like it's not always reflected in like the direct amount of sales, right? Like getting in the room, having conversations with people like that. It eventually comes back around, right? There's like a karma to crypto Twitter that you put value out and then hopefully at some point it comes back to you.
Yeah, that's true. Like I can see here, so this was like June 8th last year. It was like some loldefi stats we're proud of in less than 2 years. Over 3,000 sales since launch, more than 2,600 unique customers, and around 5,500 items sold. And,
crazy, man.
the most item was our Pudgy Penguins Coke Harder tea.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the one, but like
Yeah.
that one really kicked off. Yeah, people love that one.
Yeah, I think we should shout out Elmo for chilling that one.
Yeah. I was gonna say Elmo pushed the hell out of that one.
Yeah.
That's
we
really
actually
funny.
have in the inside label it says like thanks Elmo, and it has like his penguin. So it's got like a little sign off, a little thank you, and a nod to Elmo who helped push that for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's funny. I've taken the same approach with Pancakes, like as far as the monetization thing. Like I've had so many offers to monetize the account in certain ways, and it's like kind of the same approach like you're saying. Like it's just not a number figure as far as like monetizing what you're doing on crypto Twitter. Like I'd much rather keep my brand completely pure, and that's put me in rooms with more people than I could ask. You know what I mean? Moving forward, and gotten me job offers, and it's paid probably 10 times what I could shilling shit coins or something like that. So similar vibes to what you're saying. Like I completely agree with CT. You can't just chase the bag because eventually it runs out.
That's true, but you have like a really specific I think you have like a really unique character. I guess you could just use that term in the space. Like
Yeah.
You do carry like a unique sense of humor, which I think is really important, especially in like bear market. If people need a bit of joy, like when I see like your tweets or like Gabriel's videos on the TL, that shit like touches my soul, bro. It makes me happy.
Yeah, somebody said me and Gabe got a collab soon. I was like, hey, I met Gabe at your dinner in New York. He's a really, really nice guy. He's like super. He's super cool in person. I love Gabe a lot.
Yeah, me too. Good dude.
Yeah. So yeah, what's next? I know you've been doing. You said you're bringing some merch back. How'd the WHO Anon thing go? How's that going? Is there more planned for that?
Yeah. So the WHO Anon, we have one there framed. Shout out to Starkey who got me a framed copy of my own book for my birthday.
Nice.
It's it's good, man. Like we had a really unfortunate launch, right? Because we were scheduled to launch on this specific date, and that day turned out to be the FTX meltdown day one. And so, like sentiment was really bad. How I explain it to people, dude, it's like you spend months building a restaurant, and then like lockdown happens with COVID, and you have to launch anyway. It's like, so we delayed it for a few days as much as we could, but day after day, more news came out about FTX, and situations seemed to get worse and worse. So we were just like, fuck it, we can't wait any longer, let's sell it. We were projecting to sell like a couple thousand. I think we ended up selling like 300.
Those become more rare.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Like, in hindsight, we would have hated to have this big media push for book one. And then the first book we ever make is our biggest selling book. Like, we want to be able to grow with each book, right? So hopefully we can look back on book one as being like the least minted books. The idea is to do 2 every year. And the second one we'll look to drop around like August time. But the point of the book really was like, we realized there was nobody documenting any of this physical stuff that was happening. Like there's a big log on Twitter and like Substack or YouTube or whatever of a bunch of digital content and sort of documentation of the space, but there was nothing that existed in physical form that documented the physical form. So we're always at these events and conferences and parties and stuff like that, whether it's like ETH Global to like Crypto Fight Night in Dubai. And there was just nobody documenting that shit, like other than just posting random shit on Twitter. So I was just like, how cool would it be to have like a photo book that captures these moments in like a cultural way that doesn't dox people that want to stay anonymous? So
Yeah, it's weird too, right? Because you can't do video content to really like put out video blogs because just the doxing thing is too complicated, and like it's almost impossible to hide people's face. So like a physical zine is almost perfect. You can blur who wants to get blurred. You can keep in who wants to be kept in. It's almost a perfect medium.
It's also been cool from like a creative standpoint. Like you get to like we often use sort of we take stuff from the existing images to like cover your face with. So it's like we got a picture of Grug in Miami at some like festival, like completely wasted. And he has this Ferrari jacket on. It's like a vintage Ferrari jacket and there's like patches all over it. And so we've like used some of those patches to create this like smudge over his face. Like, so that type of shit like ends up working really well. But also like socially, I think a lot of people in this space are generally quite reserved, right? So you ask someone to take a picture and they don't want it, and then you explain the concept or you show them the book, or like your face will be cut out, and like that, they relax and ease up, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, and they don't care if they look stupid because they know their face ain't gonna be in it. But we do have some really cool people in there that like I can't say because it's the whole point of the book. Obviously we have people like Gainsey and fucking Size Chad and shit, and Marin. But we also have like some of the best developers in the space with the most followers, some of the best traders in the space with the most followers, some of the biggest shit posters. And like I think the beauty of like not being able to say that is what makes the book so cool, because if you know who you're looking at, then you know who you're looking at. And if you don't, you don't. Maybe you'll meet them one day and be like, fuck, I swear, page 37, book 2 from 3 years ago. Like, so it's been fun. And we actually go to Lisbon next week to shoot ETH Lisbon. We just got back off from Tokyo. That was a fun trip.
Yeah, man. How was Tokyo for you?
Dude, that was my first time in Asia. So for me, that was like, it was like culture shock and super eye-opening on like a bunch of levels. But I think so far that's the best city I've been to ever. I think it's like every day was like a new adventure. Every night was like super fun. People are really cool. Food is amazing. Partied a lot. Got some great content. Did a lot of shopping. I love that city, dude. I can't wait to go back.
Super fun.
What about you? You left early, no?
No, yeah, well, I left earlier than you guys. I was there 10 days. It felt like a long time.
Yeah.
Y'all were there for a month and a half or some shit.
I was just going to ask, like, how often are you on the road creating content for these books?
Dude, definitely more than I ever have been in my life. And I really struggle with sleep. Like, some of my best, like, ideas or whatever come when I'm sleeping, and it'll come at, like, 2 a.m. I'll be there till 7 a.m. and then sleep for a few hours and then go about my day again. So, like, that mix of, like, the time zone change and jet lag and shit. I never really believed in jet lag until I started doing more of these trips, and I'm just like, this is really fucking...
Oh, that shit is real, bro. I came back.
It sucks.
I came back from Europe after 2 months, and I couldn't sleep for a fucking entire week.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like, I really just recently kind of caught up from Japan because I struggled to like get myself back there. But how often? I mean, we tried to attend everything. We did a small raise for the book. We had 10 people at 10K each. All like some of the best angels. We have like Gainsey and Palmer and Sobi and Kobe as well. Stani and Paris from Ave. So like we have a really cool solid team around us. And the majority of that money has allowed us not only to publish the books and stuff, but actually we can attend everything and hit everything possible. It's normally just me. If it's in Europe, I normally take my editor, Starkey, who is a dope photographer. He does the majority of like all the editing in the book. So I'd say 70-80% of the pictures are taken by me personally. And then I sit down with Starkey and I'll say, okay, this needs to go here. This event was lit, like this person has to be with this person, these faces need to be covered, let's do it like this. But he's the guy that sits there and actually manually does all the work. So he's like fucking amazing and super instrumental to how the book's turned out so far.
Super dope. So what's the timeline between like starting, like, I'll call it a season, like season one of a book to publication? Like, so what, you guys are working on book 2 right now. How many events is that going to look like? How many months? Are you just doing 6 month chunks at a time?
Yeah, it's like we try not to keep it super fixed because obviously it depends on like what events are around the corner. So I think like we were ready to publish the book like towards the tail end of last year, and then like Crypto Fight Night was around the corner in Miami, Art Basel and shit, and I was just like, let's just leave it another month. We can get some, like, it'd suck if we like had Crypto Fight Night stuff come out like 10 months after it happened, right? So for that reason, we hung around. We got some more content for book 1. Book 2 has been shot since like somewhere between like December and now, and will continue to get shot probably until end of July. So we still have a lot of other stuff to hit. There's also some London events coming up which are cool, and we also have some other really dope shit that I won't say too much about, but like peppered throughout each of the books there will be QR codes. We can change the destination of those QR codes whenever we want, and so we can tailor them to what we want to do. So there's a QR code on the spine, for example. So like at some point, Who Anon merch will come around, but you have to have a physical book to scan the QR code, and you have to have a redeemed NFT to access the store.
So kind of like the uni
So-
socks.
Yeah, kind of. Like, well, the only difference is here that so you buy the NFT to mint the book, the physical book, but once you have the physical book, that's also your key to more digital stuff and more physical stuff later. So we have stuff coming up, like we have artist collaborations to do free mints. We have other NFT projects that are launching like further products. We have whitelist, do the book. Merchandise will be a thing, and then like throughout book 2 and moving forward, we're also like doing more like interview style stuff. We're still keeping it like very cool, and we don't want it to feel too like corporate or like forced. I think Who and On has like a really cool tone of voice, and so does loldefi. And I think like staying true to that and keeping it cool and casual and lighthearted and candid is really important. But we have some really cool like scheduled stuff for book 2. We're really excited about it.
Very dope.
But the production stuff, dude, like we spent about 4 or 5 months like sampling different textures. I learned a lot about bookmaking, sampling different types of printing, different types of paper, different covers, like how everything works and goes together. But now we have that done. Once we have like a set book ready to go and we say, okay, start pressing today, we can probably have like 1,000 books in 2 or 3 weeks. So it's pretty quick now. We're ready to go.
I want to dive into that. Like, how do you even get into like, finding out about how bookmaking even starts? Like, what is that process like? Like,
You know what's really annoying was like when we started that research process, it's like it's actually hard to even know the correct terminology to Google, because you Google like bookmakers and you're getting like betting shops, right? So it's like it became this like weird process. So we started out with a company in Latvia, and then it ended up being a company in Portugal, and then we were like, this is fucking stupid, we need to find somewhere local. We ended up finding somewhere like 20 minutes drive from where we live. And the guy has like a giant production facility. He's been doing it for like 35 years. We just like, we pull up there, ask him 1,000 questions. We act completely stupid, and he just answers everything. And just like, dude, I thought you literally just like, you have your pages ready and they just print. But no, we have these like giant sheets. It's like 8 pages in one, and they get like folded into the right order and shit. And we actually kept all the original like draft ones of those giant pages. So like at some point maybe we'll do giveaways, and we'll give away like giant framed like drafts of like the first book and shit in like 10 years hopefully.
Sick.
But yeah, it's a really interesting process. It's not how you think at all.
Is there going to be a QR code on there to be able to redeem our laptops?
I wondered how long it would take for the laptop thing to happen. Like,
Can you dive in and give a little bit of backstory if someone's not familiar with what happened the other day?
Yeah. Okay, so we know Jake, right? If you don't know Jake, he's Proof of Jake on Twitter. He's like a young kid, really cool dev. He tries to hit every event possible, and I had found I basically sibbled the Arbitrum airdrop, half successfully. I did about 15 wallets. I think like 8 or 9 of them or something got through. And I didn't forget to claim. Like I knew they were there, but I was just waiting to claim. And I forgot about it. And then about a week ago, I remembered and I tweeted like, oh, yo, I just found 22 ETH worth of ARB. Like, what should I buy? And normally people like shill their shitcoins and NFT floors and bullshit like that. And Jake replies like, buy me a laptop. And just for a joke, I replied like, okay, DM. And like 1 minute later, he DMs me and he's like, ain't no way you're serious. And I was like, do you actually need a laptop? And he was like, bro, my laptop's falling apart. It's a piece of shit. It sounds like it's gonna take off when I open like Microsoft Word. And he just said like he was gonna buy this new MacBook, but he used the money to go to Tokyo instead. And now he's in his overdraft. So I was like, all right, show me the MacBook he wanted to buy. And it was like a top spec 16-inch MacBook Pro. It was like £3,000. And I just like looked at it for a second. I was just like, bro, like, all right, okay, fine. And I bought him the laptop. And then I thought that night, it was like 11 p.m. or some shit. That night, I thought about like tweeting it and like making it a thing. And I decided not to. I was like, okay, I feel good about it. I've helped somebody. He's a good dev. I'll see him at some point. He'll buy me a beer. It's a nice thing to do. I like go to bed or whatever. I wake up the next morning to his quote tweet where he said like MacBook like delivering like April 30th or some shit. And I was just like, and it's like gone crazy viral. It's like 150,000 views, and I've got like 300-400 followers overnight. And everyone's begging me for stuff. And then, you know, like after a couple of days, he posts that he receives it. And then one of my old loldefi employees was like, yo, you bought me a laptop too. And I was like, fuck, why do I keep buying boys laptops? But like start questioning my sexuality and shit. And then it started the chain of like, we had Barney the boy post like a Tesla, like, oh my God, thank you loldefi for my Tesla. Everyone DM him now. This probably won't last for long. And then we have Lawrence. He posted something, and it just became this thing where everyone started posting like houses and castles and cars and shit. And it just like went crazy. And now, dude, my DMs, I feel for Gainsey because I feel like I've just had a little tiny taste of what Gainsey's DMs look like. But some of them have been really funny, and it's like created this really cool like this like piece of CT lore, which I think is like kind of funny. And we're probably gonna have like loldefi bought me a laptop t-shirts or something coming soon.
Post some of those DMs on CT Unhinged, man.
Oh yeah. Me and Poet started an account of just like the most unhinged crypto DMs that people receive. So if you got any good ones, send them over.
I might, because I've shared like a couple of the funny ones, but there's so many, bro. It's like thousands. Like you can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll.
Yeah.
And some of them most of them I ignore, but occasionally I see one and I just like reply something funny, and then I feel kind of bad. But like you never know with these people if they're actually in a bad situation or they're just like think they can get free money out of somebody, you know. So
yeah, it's tough.
It's not something I'll be doing like a lot, but in the case of Jake, I felt like it was just like a nice thing to do, just helping out the homie.
It's funny, my DMs have been probably not nearly that bad, but similar since y'all saw the Wall Street Bets airdrop like yesterday or the day before, and like it was like public that I got it, and my DMs were full of just like, bro, I just need $200. Can you just send me $200 or just $100 here? And I was like, oh no, this is the first time that this has happened to me. I'm not talking about any airdrops ever again.
Bro, it's a slippery slope, dude. Like
it's bad.
People think there's free money flying around. That's it. It's like feed the 5,000.
Exactly. It's like you hand that to 10 people and like you've given away all your money. So it's like you can't really do it for anybody.
What was your like introduction to crypto?
Oh Jesus. Buying the top of 2017-18, and then selling the very bottom so I could go to Thailand. And then pretty much like, so I was in the music industry for, most of my 20s. Kind of just like stayed in music for a few more years, ended up signing my artist to a really good publishing deal. And then left music and just like got super depressed and traveled for 2 years and just like went through all my savings. And then one night, like in 2021, I got super drunk and made Pancakes, bruh. And like the idea behind it was like just being a dumb trader. Like just tweet the dumbest shit I could think of. And within like within like day 1 or 2, Kobe retweeted me because I was reply guying like crazy. And it was actually, I don't know if anyone remembers Psycho on Wall Street. He had like the blue face back in the day. Yeah. So he did a FF for me, and Kobe followed me and like went through all my tweets and liked a bunch and retweeted one. And from there, my account just started getting followers. And I was like, oh, damn, I didn't mean to get back into crypto. Like, this is kind of a joke. And like, and ever since, but like, it actually came at a perfect time because I like didn't want to be back in music at the time. And I was like, well, shit, maybe I can figure it out this time. And within a few weeks, Grug reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to be in this new thing I'm starting, GrugHub? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then he was like, will you help me? Because like for some reason, a lot of the bigger accounts were like friendly with me and like really open to like just talking with me. Like Crypto Dog was really nice early on, like people like that. And Grug was like, hey, can you like reach out to some of these accounts and like invite them to GrugHub? And I was like, for sure. Because like I can't, like GrugHub is a gigabrain like chat kind of for the most part, and it's like, and like I'm total like left brain, like just comedic relief. So I was like, I got grandfathered in really early there, and now Grug's one of my best friends. But like from there, it was just going to every conference I could, starting with Lisbon 2021 Breakpoint, and like putting my face out there, hoping to find a marketing job because my entire background is marketing and media and like event production. So I was like, surely I can find a spot. And then I had like $600 left in my bank, and IDEX hired me, and I was like, let's fucking go. We made it. So yeah, it's been a good story.
Ride. I remember that car ride.
Yeah. You were with me. I was with Ro at Consensus. Like I had pancreatitis really bad. I was like just out of the hospital for the like third time. And I was like struggling just to get through Consensus. And then Victor was like, yo, come meet me at this like Polygon Lab thing. We had one conversation, and then we had like one like video call, and he was like,
no, it was at this thing. It's actually where I got this shirt.
Oh yeah, we snuck into the Google event. You're right. And yeah, Ro is like the master of like sneaking into events. So we snuck into this Google AVAX event. Met the CEO, met Vic, and then had one more video call, and I was hired. And then, I mean, since then, like since IDEX has been doing decently well, like it's just like an unlimited flow of job offers now, to where it's like to the point where I'm trying to figure out if I need to make like an agency to kind of like, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a void for that kind of thing. I think like some kind of marketing agency.
Yeah. Like
we'll put a link to pancakes.jobs below.
Jesus Christ, no. Dude, I feel so bad. Like I just can't, like, I can't take on, like, IDEX is like 110% of my time. And then I do Wassiverse now, like, you know, as much as I possibly can. Like they brought me on the team, and then we're doing the Growth Bros thing. And then I have a couple of other stuff I do like on the side that's not super public. But I'm really spent. Like my days are like 16-hour days, like super grind. Like I'm done traveling. I'm in Argentina. I'm about to sign a 3-year lease. And like I pretty much told everyone like 2024, don't expect me out of this country. Like I'm staying in Argentina, which sucks. I'm not going to be able to get into the next 2 Anon book. I'm really pissed. But
nah, we'll come to you, bro. We'll come to you.
Okay, yeah, come to Buenos Aires. We're actually ETH Argentina is coming back for the first time this year, and I'm in contact with the main organizer, so we're going to try and make it less cringe.
Let's do the Pancakes Con.
Pancakes Con, yeah. I've had like Monkey Charts and Zor, and some other people come visit me down here, and like Buenos Aires everyone falls in love with the city. It's like a beautiful, beautiful city. It's like Paris of South America. Really warm culture.
I'd love to come out, dude.
You should come like any time. Anyone's welcome. But I'm stuck here home base for the next however long, just grinding the bear market, and like I'm super grateful. Just as many jobs as I can handle to take and do, I'm gonna do, and just keep it moving.
That's good for you, man. Yeah, you joined like I think you came into the space the same time as me. I didn't like buy the top. I did buy like on the way up. I made like what I thought was life-changing money at the time, and turns out it's like wasn't. But I lost everything in like the start of 2018, like most people.
Yeah.
But I'd like stayed interested, and I was working in fashion and streetwear. I ran a menswear brand and a menswear store, and then I was doing like marketing for a bunch of brands like Nike, and we worked with like Virgil a little bit too, and he was like whenever he was visiting London. And I just kind of like slowly fell out of love with like the whole fashion calendar thing. That was when I like fell down the crypto rabbit hole, and my friend had like pilled me a little bit. So even when I lost everything and like lost all my friends and family's money, that I was like, buy Ethereum in like Christmas 2017.
Nice.
Like I just like stayed interested, right? I think you still hear that today. Like when it's bear market, like the most valuable thing you can do is stay interested. And if you can like stick around, fingers crossed there is another bull market actually coming. As long as you stay interested, you're here for the bond. And yeah, during 2018, that was when I was just like, I have to make this my life. So I spent a lot of time trying to find jobs in the space. And I used to do these podcasts for like fashion types and music people. And I was like looking at this mic, I was like dead broke. I was like borrowing money from like friends and family to like pay my rent and shit. And then I was just staring at it. Was this mic actually. This is the reason I still use this mic. This mic and this audio interface, they're old as fuck. But I was looking at them and I was just like, why don't I was watching this YouTube channel like that was teaching me crypto. And I was like, I don't do the podcast anymore. I can do what this guy's doing. He's like doing crypto news updates daily. And it was a channel called Crypto Coin News. And the reason I can say that now is because the channel's now deleted. And at the time it had like 25k subs. And he said he was looking to expand and you could apply here or whatever. And I was like, fuck the application. I just made a video. So I like recorded myself doing like the crypto news or whatever for that day. And I just sent it to the guy and I was like, you're in the US, I'm in the UK, we hit 2 time zones. I can speak. I'm relatively knowledgeable, even though I'm 1 year deep. Hire me. And he was like, this is good. I'll put it out. If the community like it, you're hired. I was like, cool. They liked it. I got the job. And then throughout the whole of 2018, I became the official like ICO review guy for this YouTube channel. And so in 9 months, I reviewed 165 ICOs as videos. What was cool about what we got to do is that we said from the start to anyone that came to us, we were like, yo, I actually review. Like, if I think your shit is a scam, I'm going to tell everyone it's a scam. Like, are you cool with this? And everyone's like, yeah. And like maybe 3 or 4 of them, I was like laughing during the video, just like pissing myself at everything. Like, bro, this is a fucking scam. Please don't buy this. But, there was some gems in there like ETHLend, which then became Aave.
Dude, my only win. Shout out to ETHLend.
Like, there was a few gems like that dotted amongst the bullshit. And then like the ICO craze started to die down, and then he ran out of like jobs for me. And then from those videos, I got a job in this other company called, and they did like media and stuff. I got to like interview. I interviewed. I really want to say who I interviewed, but it's still live. So if I say it, you'll find it. But I interviewed. It's probably like one of the most iconic people in the tech space who's unfortunately not with us anymore. I'll tell you off stream, off the pod. But that was like really cool.
We can bleep it out. We can bleep it out. What's the name?
You promise you'll bleep it out?
I promise I'll bleep it out.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I got final ever interview.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he
all right. Yeah.
That's sick. Okay, that's cool.
We'll definitely bleep that out.
You gotta bleep that. You have to bleep
He was like 3 hours late.
Yeah.
Definitely bleep
yeah, please
Yeah.
bleep that.
That's cut. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and then dude, like this one day I just get this message on Telegram from this lady, and she's just like, hey, it's my name is X from crypto.com. We want to hire somebody from every country. We for the UK. Are you down? Actually, can you bleep out that title as well?
Yeah.
She was like, you free for a chat? I was like, when? She was like, now. She called me on the spot. 30 minutes later, I had the job. And then I worked at crypto.com for a year, and that was 2020. So like that was when we got like me and my friend Joe, who I worked with there, we got really lucky during DeFi summer. We were around for like we were like farming Wi-Fi. And like when Yams was around, and
wow.
like we were there for the launch of sushi, and like I rode Rune from like 25 cents to $20. Like
wow.
Shout out to Fu.
Yeah, shout out to Fu, bro. Fu was my like knight in shining armor for that whole piece of summer. And then yeah, towards the end of that year, I was like, I called my dad. I was just like, yo, you think it's cool if I just like quit crypto.com? and he didn't really understand like how much money I'd made. So once I explained, he was just like, yeah, I think that's okay. And so I left, and then towards the end of that year, I was also like just starting loldefi and playing around with that. And throughout 2021, I think is when it really started to like grow, and now it's like become what it is today. So
And now you're
it's
pickle.
like no,
Yeah.
I'm a pickle.
It's funny. I left after 2017-18, so like this is the bear cycle that I'm doing what you did.
I see.
Yeah, so like I'm in like super monk mode, grind mode, like paying attention to everything, trying to make this my like make it moment. Because after I sold the bottom, I was like, I'll get back into crypto when like it's time. It didn't connect with me that it was like, oh, this is when it's time to do it. So
Well,
yeah.
I think there's also something like spiritually valuable with what you're doing now that I haven't really. I mean, I kind of had I did my phase of that in like 2017 to 2020, or 2021 even. Like I was in like grind mode, but I feel like I think I've tweeted about this a couple of times, and it's like it almost feels arrogant to talk about, but it's like a very real problem. But like this sort of sense of like being lost, like once you hit a certain amount of money, and it's like I feel like I look at like what Gainsey's doing, and like Gainsey doesn't feel lost. You can tell, like Gainsey's happy. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
But like he has significantly more money than me. I'm nowhere near Gainsey's level. But it's like once you get kind of comfortable and you don't really have a reason to like wake up and go to this office or wake up and work on this project or whatever, it's like I find myself finding things that I should be doing. So that's why I start like WHO Anon, or that's why I'm working on a brand at the moment that has most of my attention called Mathlete. And that's going to be like a very high quality version of loldefi that's less memey, more serious, but it's like tech inspired, crypto references, stuff like that. So I've only in the last few months sort of like realized in myself, I'm like, yo, you need to find something to do day to day. Because I was like waking up at like midday, like calling friends, like seeing who wants to get lunch or some shit. Like I wasn't really like, I kind of like lost myself.
Yeah.
So like what you're doing is like, for me, like almost more important than all that stuff, because like if as long as you're in the space you're building, you're in the rooms you're in, and you have your network, like the financial side is like 1,000% gonna come.
Yeah,
But, like,
it's
what
just
you're
a
doing
survival
now is
game now. Yeah.
Yeah, like what you're doing now is the bit that like once you get the money you end up finding your way back to anyway. It's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
kind of the point, I guess, of living.
Yeah, my play is to kind of like, I guess, make it, whatever that means, and go back to music and do what I wanted to do there with my artists, and I was in artist management, so like I do have like a midterm play there. But yeah, for the next probably 2 years, it's grind mode, because like I just like blew through my music money in my 20s, so it's kind of just like building from the ground up. But
I feel you.
it's a good grind.
Me and my friend Jack, who is the founder of Sansa, the generative art marketplace. We sometimes like we've always like been really into music. We used to like produce music a few years ago and stuff. And like, you know, like last few months we'll be bored, and he just hit me up and he's just like, bro, you want to just like go to the studio and just like make some music for fun? I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck it. And there's been a couple times, bro, we go in and we actually like rap and sing, and we make these like funny fucking songs that go nowhere. It's like just for us, just for fun. But the last one I did, I like peppered it with like Milady references and talking about like the dollar inflating and shit. And then we fed my audio through like a Drake AI voice model. I swear, bro, I'm this close to dropping it
Dude,
on
drop
Twitter
it.
because it's like it's so funny,
Have
dude.
to.
And the only reason I feel comfortable is because it sounds like Drake. It doesn't sound like me, but it's me rapping it. But I think I'll put it out at some point. It's just so stupid.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Gotta drop that. Yeah.
Some people don't know this, but I'm really good friends with Lil B, and like he randomly just hit me up.
No way.
And so me and two of my homies have a song with Lil B as well, with like funny crypto references in there. And Grug is like been like, can I please leak this? And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, just leak it. So any day now, Grug is gonna like leak that song on the timeline.
Bro, maybe he shouldn't leak it, and we should all make a fucking CT album and
Like a CT
features.
mixtape. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Let's do a mixtape. Let's get
We could do a
Grug on a track.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I'd be super down.
I've seen him do karaoke. He got so fucked up that he lit a cigarette the wrong way round. So, I know he's got bars. I know he can sing. So, Grub, if you're watching this, let's hit the studio, bro.
Lil Grug.
Yeah, I'm super down. Yeah.
Lil Grug.
Sorry, I had to answer a work thing. So yeah, man. Anybody have any other questions? Anything we want to talk about?
I would just say like,
we're not going to talk about the market or what we're bullish on.
No, God.
Yeah.
The market.
Coin,
Yeah. Do I buy Pepe coin or not? I don't know.
Yo, you want an exclusive? We about like almost 2 years ago, right? We made a meme coin, me and a friend, and no one really gave a fuck about it. And like, we were trying to buy it. We were trying to buy our own coin, dude. Like, 'cause we did it fairly. We like locked liquidity for like a fucking long time. So people knew, like, I'm talking like years. So it's like, we can't touch it for like 15 years. Just so people knew it wasn't a rug, right? So we were like, okay, we'll launch a coin, then we'll buy it fairly, right? So we try and buy, we were getting MEV'd on our own coin at 10x in like 30 minutes. We ended up buying the top of our own coin and then it dumped.
Damn.
And then it's been dormant for like almost 2 years, right? And then with this onset of all these meme coins going crazy, our old one has like started to pick up. So we were like, maybe we can do something with this. So we try and get access to the Twitter, but we made it with some like obscure email which we don't have access to anymore. The website is gone because we stopped paying like the serving fees. Like, so there's this like random coin with like nothing, just like pumping. And I had to say, like, in like some group chats, I'm just like, is it illegal to like sell the coin? We have like $1,000 worth of this coin. I'm like, is it illegal for us to just like sell the coins because we're all scared?
Not financial advice. Not financial advice.
Well, we then realized, like, I then go try to find.
We'll bleep it out.
I then go try find the wallets, right? And I don't even have the fucking wallets anymore anyway. So we've made a coin. We bought the top of our own coin. Everything's gone, and I can't access my tokens.
Damn.
And it's pumping.
I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, we need the ticker. We'll
we need
promise.
Just DM.
I'll think about
DM the ticker.
Okay.
No, I actually haven't bought any shit coins at all this season. I've just been waiting on the airdrops and like taking my luck and wage cucking. That's about it.
Yeah, dude, shit freaks me out. I haven't touched a meme coin in so long.
Yeah.
Do you guys get normies hit you up with the whole like, yo, bro, if I give you some money, can you trade for me and like you can keep 20%?
My personality doesn't attract those people.
I have a lot of fin twid people on my shit, so like I get that every once in a while. But it is what it is, you know. Like sometimes I spend an ETH and I get 1.2 back.
Yeah. It's like, man, that really complicates my taxes. I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, taxes.
Yeah.
bleep that out.
Yeah, bleep that out too. Yeah, no, I've gotten lucky. My account like gives no alpha and never has nor will, so people don't come to me for that. So I just don't get bothered with it.
Yeah.
So I just chill. Like it's all good.
Yeah, I kind of learned that was the better thing to do over time.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the same now.
I mean, it's not like I have alpha to give anyway, so it's a perfect mix. Like I just like wait for. I've had a couple friends that just DM me. They're just like, trust me, buy this, and they're people I trust, and I buy it, and it like 7x's, and I'm like, great, thanks. But
bro, you gotta pass that info on to me now.
Well, that's the problem. Is like I feel like if I pass the info on and we all get fucked, I'm like, well, that's my fault. But still, I guess that's the name of the game, But yeah, for sure.
I don't really have any alpha, but like I do. Go on.
I was just gonna say, I feel like dropping alpha is like the thing that's like the second highest on the list to get you a bunch of random DMs. Like the only thing that gets you more DMs than that is like giving out MacBooks. Like that's the only thing that's gonna get you higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, to be honest, I don't really have any alpha anyway. I know, like, obviously, I have interest in some stuff I want to mention, so it's like take it with a pinch of salt. But it's like, I think what Pass is building at Oh Baby Games, is like, no one has any fucking clue, like. Like, because when I try and tell people, they're just like, oh yeah, but is there even a game? I'm like, bro, there's like 5. And he's like, well, how are they gonna release 5 games? Like, bro, he's not building a game, he's building Steam. Like, this guy's trying to rival Steam, and like I haven't really seen anywhere else where you have like external IP that comes into the game, especially from a niche community. So it's like, if you're telling me I can like play as CL and CL there's like an NFT tradable skin that I can use in multiple games. Like that shit makes me hard. And then also
Yeah.
like I have to plug Lens, like, because
Dude,
my boy.
yeah.
And yeah, I think like they got to learn from things like BitClout, which rebranded to, was it DeSo? And they just like fucked the bag up so much. And I think it's not about who does it first, it's about who does it right. And I feel like their approach to like the whole social side of things and having it as like a layer with all your platforms that exist underneath the layer is like genius. And if anybody, by the way, if any of you want Lens handles, you don't have them already, let me know and send me an address and we'll get you.
Yeah,
Dude,
same. Nader's been helping me. Yeah.
I've been trying to like be on Lens and use it, and there's this one guy, he's like a 42 follower account, just DMs me and he's just like, I'm going to extort you for this handle. I'm like, bro, please, like this happens. I can't pay it. He's like, bro, like 5K. I'm like, dude, I don't have 5K to pay for like this Lens handle. Like,
Damn.
come on, like what are you gonna use it for?
What does he have?
CMSintern.lens.
He actually
So, like,
owns it.
I could use. Yeah, dude, that happened on Solana and Tron as well. Like, I think that like, I did the same thing, right? I tweeted it out, which if you tweet out you give away MacBooks, everyone's gonna hit you up. I tweeted out when someone took my soul, and I'm like, bro, like whoever's extorting me, I'm legitimately an intern. Like I can't pay you, but I do want the handle. And then ever since then, every single handle gets picked like right away. So
it's probably like actually the same dude. I don't know why. I get really lucky with some of that stuff. Like
I've gotten lucky.
loldefi is always free on everything. Even like some accounts, if I'm new enough, like I can get lol. Like
Wow.
I'm surprised. I'm quite surprised.
Yo,
but
can you get me
no.
Walmart.lens?
Look, I tried to. So Nader, I was trying to get Bob Laxative onto Lens, and he was like, tell them yes, but I want to have Taliban.lens.
We're gonna bleep that shit out.
Yeah, you can bleep that.
I don't know, like if they actually censor it much.
I told him I would ask, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, just don't ask, because so if you want a Lens handle, let me know. Just give an address, whitelist the address,
and then you choose your name.
You choose the name. So if you go and say give me Taliban, they'll be like, fuck, we should censor this quick. If you just go get it, you'll probably get it. But
okay,
I'm not saying go get Lens. I'm just like,
definitely
like,
bleep that out, because I want Bob to have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it to Nader. I'm gonna send Bob's address to Nader, and I'm just gonna let him run it. So
I think Bob deserves it.
He deserves it. Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys use Orb?
Mm-mm.
So Orb is like, right now it's like the best Lens platform, because it's like you can just do it on your phone, like Twitter, and you can set up like what do they call it, a dispatcher signing or something like that, where it's like you just like sign in once using the wallet on your like Ledger or laptop or MetaMask, whatever you use, and now like your phone is just like linked to that, so you can just pick up your phone, open it like Twitter, and tweet and post and shit like that.
Nice. I might have to DM you for some Lens alpha. I'm fairly new on there and like don't really know what to do with it, so like I might have to get some alpha from you on that.
It's good for like content and stuff to try to grow like the media side. So even like this, if you have shorts for this, you can post like little clips like you would on TikTok, like you mentioned earlier.
Cool.
But people can collect the content. So you can like retweet it and like it and comment and shit, but you can actually collect these little pieces of video content as like NFTs also.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool. Well, dope, guys.
Not to shill it or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can shill it. I'm down. I really, like, the first night I was on Lens, they like pumped my profile, so I got like 250 followers, and then I was like, well, what do I post? And I was like,
it's the same. It's the same
like,
as Twitter.
well, yeah, all I had to post were just my tweets, and I was like, well, that's kind of boring. So like, I'm trying to come up with a different strategy for it, but like, so far I love it. Lens seems dope.
Yeah, DM me for the alpha. I think it's about collecting and
Gotcha.
And like, yeah, think about it more as like, what do people want to collect from me?
Gotcha. Okay, I might start posting the me abusing Inverse Bro videos and let people collect those, something like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sounds great.
But
Well, how do you guys? A question: how do you guys feel about Steel Cam?
I like it.
I
like it.
I feel like a bit of a boomer just because I haven't I haven't spent too much time on it or like bought anything, but I think it felt like a fad that was going to die out pretty quick, but it seems to have stuck around a little longer than expected so far.
Yeah, I think they're still working on a lot of things in the background with it, and it was just kind of like put out there as is, just to kind of get some public response. But I think they're working on a lot more things with it. But it seemed really fun. I mean, like the few day pop it had, if they can build on it and like do more with it, I think there's a lot there. But I don't know. It was fun for the few days that it was kind of talked about.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah,
guys, we're gonna wrap it up on that. DeFi, tell them where to find you, and all your handles, and maybe your not out of the sandals too.
Yeah, at loldefi on everything. By everything, I just mean Twitter and Lens.
Yeah.
LOL DeFi may or may not have alts, but they will not be discussed here.
Perfect.
Amazing, man. All right, that does it for the Growth Bros podcast this time. For me, for Kevin, Pancakes. That's it. See you.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. See y'all.
Let you boys.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So what are you waiting for?